It is another episode of Do we say episodes of podcasts? Hey, we're dropping this one. It's Not So Christian Brothers. Two brothers. I'm Colm Hayes.
I'm Justin Caffrey. Hi.
And if you are, we had a good week last week. It was a very good week last week.
Numbers are up. People are listening and watching, and that's good because we need more. Otherwise, we have to take them out to the backyard and put them down.
So always like, always subscribe, always, and comment. We're getting a lot of comments as well, which is good. So if there's anything we're talking about, get involved. Or if there's anything you want us to talk about, if people they want to get our diverse opinions on something, we're here, And
I think the structure of our show is not necessarily to have that much structure, but to have this idea of conversational pieces. And I want to bring something to your attention, right?
Okay.
I was in London the other day, and I was coming out of a hotel, and I held the door open for a woman, and she actually got annoyed at me and said, "Do I think she needs me to hold the door for her?"
Aha.
And I thought, now that you put it that way, I actually would have quite liked to let the door close on you.
Right.
And I think I don't know how you're supposed to navigate this idea of, is chivalry dead? Should we be chivalrous? I mean, to be perfectly honest, this experience is not going to tarnish how I would hold the door open.
Yeah.
I think chivalry is a nice thing to have. I think it's just a decent thing.
It's just respect. Is chivalry, is it a direct word from the days of knights?
Same parents, different timelines, and united by chaos. Strap on, strap in, for the not-so-Christian brothers.
That chivalrous, like it's a French word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cheval, which is actually...
For a horse.
I was just thinking it's very close to a horse. It's a decent horse.
Horsing around whilst trying to get a young lady's attention.
So can a lady be chivalrous to a man?
Oh, I think absolutely.
Can a man be chivalrous to a man?
I think chivalry from women to men, I think, is also very possible. I haven't experienced it myself, although I did actually once have a woman send me over a bottle of wine in a bar, right?
Flowers,
I would have just smashed them over her head and ran out. No flowers.
Why did she send you over a bottle of wine? Did she think Did she fancy you?
I did actually go out with her for she was from Northern Ireland. Actually, she was a laird.
Was she?
Yeah.
She wasn't one of Anne's sisters.
No, I did check at the time. She was from Northern Ireland. She was a laird, and she wasn't related to your in-laws.
Yeah, my laird, yeah.
But obviously that predates
Protestant
my
laird or
wedding,
Catholic
my
laird?
marriage, and my current relationship. I'm not,
Was she a Protestant laird or a Catholic laird?
She was a Catholic laird.
Because they came over.
She was a Protestant laird.
Yeah, because they came over as Protestants, because they're lords.
She was a Protestant laird.
Settlers, and then changed over,
Yeah. And if you are listening, Vicky, hi, we're good friends. We fell out
Name is
after
Vicky
the
High,
relationship ended badly. She was
it?
the one whose friend was on the radio,
right,
on Capital Radio, and called me out for not being a very nice.
And are you back
boyfriend.
friends with her?
Yes, I apologise to her.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And were you sitting on your own when she bought you? No one has ever sent me over a bottle of wine. Sorry, you did. Sorry, did you? When we were out one night.
I can't remember where. I think I was maybe with a friend.
Okay.
It was a very nice thing, and she's great. She's super. She's married to somebody else. This was like 25 years ago, right? But
was it a nice feeling? Somebody sent over a bottle of wine.
I think it is. Yeah. I think it's a nice thing to do. I remember meeting the England team in a hotel in Holland.
And they all send you a bottle of wine.
They were all
meet them all in a hotel room. I don't know where this is going. Heated rivalry. Said we weren't going to talk about that.
And it was they were there ahead of a game, obviously against the Dutch.
Yeah.
And I was staying in the same hotel, and David Beckham and Stephen Gerrard and Sol Campbell were sitting together, and they were talking to journos. And I said to the waiter, can you send them over some nice teas and some healthy stuff, right? Because obviously I knew they were playing a game the next day. And then afterwards they came over and, signed autographs and had a chat with them and stuff. And they were like, it's really nice, but people try and send us stuff and we can't receive anything. But you send us tea. So I think there's a kind of a way for, and I know this is like, shocking, horrible way to say things, right? But I think there's a kind of a way for gentlemen to behave. and it's nice to be received in that way. But this woman in this hotel in London was aghast at the mere idea that I might be wanting to hold the door open for her.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you know, it's like you just do something out of common decency, you know. Sorry, we were didn't somebody send something around about somebody who was lying on a street and 200 people walked past them in a city and nobody went near that person who was lying on the street, even though they looked particularly normal, because we don't want to get involved, or sometimes we don't want to hold on a door, or don't, you know. But there's just common decency. I actually helped a young lady with a pram the other day. I was very proud of myself. So, no, she was coming down a few steps at the church, and she couldn't make it because she had a dog tied to her pram, which is quite weird, and a baby in the pram, thankfully. And I just helped her down, and I'm still feeling good about it, and it was 5 days ago. Yeah, I feel that's it. I've achieved.
That's good. But I was actually, so you talk about people on the street. I was parking in Stephen's Green in the centre of Dublin the other day, and I came out, and there's a guy begging outside the car park. And I kind of said to him, I haven't got any cash, right? And then I was walking away, and then I walked back to him, and I said, listen, nobody has any cash anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said,
so get a job.
So I said, you have no, but I said to him, you have a phone? And he said,
You have a phone.
He had a phone.
Yeah,
like he was on his phone.
Ring your accountant.
I think he was talking to his broker.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, buying and selling.
And I said to him, listen, why don't you just get yourself a little tap system on your phone, and you can charge money to it, like to your phone? And he was going, really? And I said, yeah. I said, research it. I said, but you should be begging now.
Yeah.
With a tap.
I don't know if I feel very sorry, and especially if I come out of a pub at night and I do see people around, I
fall over.
Again, I won't. I don't have cash. I will fall over them, lie beside them, and I end up getting a few bob. Then we split the money at the end of the day. But I occasionally will go, okay, you know, I don't have any cash, and I'll go into a shop and buy them like a sandwich and a cup of tea.
Yeah, I've done that before as well.
Rather than know that they're going to go off somewhere else. And I worked with a charity years ago. That's what they advised you should do, you know. And then there's another thing, just this again, I don't know how many homeless listen to us, but this is another bit of advice.
But we welcome them as much as possible. I mean, especially if they get some kind of like data scrape off their phones, that'd be great. They
did this socio-economic sort of survey where they had a guy sitting down, right? And 300 yards down, they had a guy sitting down with a dog, homeless people. And the guy with the dog collected like 3 times the amount of money than the guy without the dog.
Well, you know, they rent dogs to homeless people. For just that.
Is there like a charity that rents out dogs?
No,
like
it's a
rescue
business.
dog?
There's a homeless guy who rents dogs to homeless people.
And makes money?
Yeah.
That is genius.
I made it up.
Did you? I'm actually going to do that.
Idea.
It's a great little idea.
Yeah.
What a great spreadsheet you could put out there. Yeah.
So I think with this homeless guy, I said to him, look, you know, you should do it. And then I went away to get something in town. And when I came back, I walked past him again, and he went, I've been looking into that. I think it's a really good idea.
I've been looking.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could trust a homeless person with one of those tap machines. I don't know why, but I just don't know if I could.
Yeah.
I don't even like the charity buckets with the tap. Do you know?
Yeah.
I
think you don't like charity.
No,
that's
that's back to chivalry. No, I'm all for the charity, but if you do
charity,
if you do that on a tap, right? How does that look then in your accounts? Does he give you an invoice?
I'm sure he probably could. Right? This guy looked particularly industrious, right? He was ready to go. But you know, away from industrious homeless people, which I think is a whole other podcast, really.
It is a whole podcast.
I thought it was interesting this week, right? So we had Trump coming out saying he's going to release all the files on the UFOs.
Yeah, it's brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah, which means there has to be a lot. So this came. Okay, there's 2 ways this came about. One was last week. Barack Obama was on a podcast, and he said that he was asked about aliens. Says, "Well, I do believe there are, but I just don't have any information, and they may have been holding some files back on me." Now he did it as a sort of a joke, but it went so viral, like on a Friday night across the weekend, that he had to come out on the Sunday and actually say, "Look, that was just sort of a gag." But then 4 days later, Trump comes out and says, I think all the files need to be released of all the alien files. Now, my issue is that, well, Trump should be careful because he's in most files.
Is this to distract from the Epstein files?
Yeah. No, I think it's to distract from the tariffs.
Well, I think I definitely
Or
think
just to distract?
I think everything is to distract from Epstein,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's Iranian warships off the coast of Iran or whether it's aliens, I think it's all definitely Epstein related. But the alien files are interesting because have you ever seen the movie Age of Disclosure?
Is this the new Spielberg one?
No.
Okay. His one is called Disclosure. Yeah.
This is the biggest grossing documentary in the history of streaming, right? In history of aliens, and it's all about aliens, right? So you have, it's quite an extraordinary movie, right? If anybody hasn't seen
Is it a movie or documentary?
It's a documentary-esque movie,
Yeah,
right? So it's, I don't know, it's 2 hours long. It's on Amazon Prime. It's only came out about 6 months ago.
Do they have interview aliens with their face covered so they don't want to be identified?
Yes, constantly.
From which planet?
But it's if anybody is willing to think about this whole idea of aliens a little bit more, and I have been down this rabbit hole, quite a bit over the last few years. I find it a really interesting topic. It's quite extraordinary the amount of evidence that there is, and the amount of statements to Congress and people who've been subpoenaed. The CIA have spoken about it, the Air Force have spoken about it. The New York Times received and released all of the videos of the famous Tic Tac, and then these scientists talk about this idea around these aliens, right? So what they actually say is that they have this kind of like ability to operate these alien craft in a separate time zone. So if you went into the alien ship, time moves at a completely different pace than outside the alien ship.
Could be like the 60s and they're all hippies.
I'm wearing shirts like that.
Okay. I'm an alien.
Yeah. So it is bonkers, but it is real in so many ways. Like people are talking about it. There's so much information about it, and you watch the show, and you've got these really legitimate military people, senators. Marco Rubio's on it talking about it. There's definitely something to it.
I know. Okay. And I'm sorry.
Anybody who tries to tell me that we're the only intelligent life, and I don't even think that's an extension to call us intelligent, it's probably a stretch.
Yes.
But we're the only ones in the entire universe.
No, I agree totally, and I agree that there has stuff has been seen. But why aren't they coming down? Why aren't they just popping in to say hello? Like they're all there. It's their fault. They're creating the mystery. The aliens are creating the mystery. We sort of spot them every now and then they go away. Like they should just come down. Okay, guys, we're here. We've been here for like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 years. So we're just going to suck up all your water and eat your children or whatever they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well,
but why have they not approached
for the same
us?
reason why we still observe a couple of indigenous tribes that don't actually know what the world is like outside, and we protect those areas because the minute we go into them, we demolish their entire civilization.
Do you think there's a world sort of whatever cabal or something that is protecting the rest of us from aliens, and they're in cahoots with them?
No, I do believe that military unquestionably has had evidence of this, because especially when you look at the particular sightings around nuclear sites where they've disarmed nuclear weapons, and there's some very, very interesting interactions with both former Soviet military, Americans and Chinese, and a lot of the weaponry and developmental stuff is come on at leaps and bounds. Like if you look at our technological developments from 1947 on, so post Roswell, when Truman particularly created the CIA and the Air Force, and at that moment they also created this secrecy legislation around what can be spoken about. It's an interesting path. All I'd say is watch the documentary.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just like if we have all these advances and all these things that aliens brought us, and then we just never see the alien. I mean, definitely at some stage.
So have you seen the TikTok videos? Have you seen TikTok?
TikTok. Until I see 2 of them appearing on Dragon's Den. So with this new thing, they're all going, "Whoa, I'm invested now." There is one theory which I always think is interesting, right, about aliens. There was one day in
That's because you're not willing to accept anybody else's theories.
Oh no, I do believe there are aliens in there, but the theories are only theories,
Okay.
But there was one day in the entire universe, right, in the entire world, when there was no Velcro, and literally 2 days later, there was Velcro. So this is an alien theory. And they reckon that they got Velcro from an alien station, from an alien ship, because there's no record of how Velcro ever came about. It's just suddenly there. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. You don't tie your shoes anymore. And people say it was because there was an alien with shoes, and he had Velcro. And one of the one of the inventions. I know you're going with jet engine and military installation,
stealth technology,
but
they're the kind of things that I'd be thinking. Maybe we take from aliens, but Velcro.
Yeah,
okay.
Velcro.
Okay, yeah,
because you can't trace back the history of Velcro. It was just suddenly there one day.
Yeah,
you know. So
I mean, I'm because actually it's always been a topic that I've been pondering.
Well, a bloke held up a shoe right the day the Velcro and said Velcro, and it was one of the shoes that you used to wear. You know what the toes, right? There was only 4 toes.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So with aliens, then
I'm convinced there's aliens out there.
Can you watch the documentary?
I will watch the documentary.
Okay. So the documentary on Amazon.
Why are you
Age of
pouring water at
Disclosure.
me like that?
Because they're going to pour water over you.
No,
You know what
I completely agree. A, that there are aliens about us. B, that they're probably living
So you
amongst us.
completely agree, but you were being fairly facetious and derogatory in the context of
It's how
my
we got
argument.
the figures up last week on the podcast. And they are living amongst us. And I've also seen, do you see the other documentary, which was out about 15, 20 years ago, which
No, I actually always thought I am an alien.
well, the whole family did, yeah.
Well, I know, but that's why I look at all of you guys and think, how the fuck did I get here?
Well, because you suddenly appeared. Like, we were all happy in 14 years, or 12 years,
Here
whatever.
we go again. We got in there. I feel sorry for you.
Mum comes in with
the
a
only
bundle.
child. No, not the only child.
Mum
The
comes in with a
youngest child.
bundle. She says from a hospital, but it was glowing.
Yeah.
And we went, what is that? Yeah. So anyway, I watched this and finished up with this documentary, which I think is fascinating and was out about 20 years ago, discussing the whole alien thing. It's called Men in Black. And it just really goes right deep into it, you know. And they have these machines. Yeah, I'm all over the aliens.
The other thing that I was thinking about in
One
terms
day
of
we will have children with them. If you think about that, we will copulate with aliens. We've copulated with all the different tribes on our planet. We're running out.
Well, I mean, if you watch the documentary, they believe that they're already walking amongst us.
There you go. No, I do tend to believe you. Yeah, okay.
And if there's an alien listening, and you've got an ability to like, subscribe, and follow, please come
They haven't
forward.
got the fingers to text. That is the biggest problem
don't
with
need
aliens
fingers.
is they can't use phones.
They just use the mind,
Yeah.
the mind, the power of the mind.
Did you want to do? Because I wanted to talk about clamping, but nobody wants to talk about it.
No, we're not.
Did
talking
you
about
want to do alien breathing or some anal breathing?
No,
What was it? Your tip of the day?
anal breathing. Yeah. So
Is that just farting, really?
yeah. No, we're talking about breathing, right? So,
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So as a means, and last week we spoke a little bit
So
about.
this is not anal breathing.
This is not anal breathing.
Okay.
I mean, you can try anal breathing, but you might die. Right?
I just
Quick.
did.
And probably at your age it'll be hard because keeping that tight is,
Oh, listen, my sphincter is as
sphincter
sphincter-
can be.
my sphincter is as tight as a boxer's fist.
Nice. Good.
Go on anyway. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, we were talking about last week ways to improve your health and well-being and everything else. And I thought this week nasal breathing's a really nice little topic. Nasal breathing, not anal breathing, nasal breathing.
I'll do anal breathing next week. Go on.
So, I mean, you're clearly quite a heavy mouth breather, as you just took in a huge breath. Hopefully, Terry's got that on camera.
I'm known as the HMB of broadcasting, the heavy mouth breather.
Heavy mouth breather.
I've knocked transmitters out with my heavy breathing.
Yeah.
I tell you, for years it was great in the 80s on phones when you could just ring somebody and just heavy breathe down.
Yeah.
I found it exercise. Go ahead.
And are people still looking for you?
I hope so.
So I think breathing, right? How we breathe, if you can imagine like focusing on breathing into your nose, out through your nose, and mouth taping. Big thing, big topic. You've got a lot of football players like Erling Haaland involved in it. And anybody who wants to read about breathing, there's a great book called Breath,
Right.
which is like a New York Times bestseller. But the whole idea about how we respond to situations and stress is all around how we breathe. So we prime our nervous system to be calm or to be stressed. And if it's stressed, you can reverse it quickly by just changing how you breathe.
And just tape up your mouth. It's great advice also if you're ever kidnapped.
Yes.
That you can just breathe through your nose all the time, in and out. Do you know what I mean? No, it's really handy in the back of that van.
Yeah.
So is it just, should you do it every night?
Well, look, it's I've been taping my mouth for 4 years.
And I got it so wrong from last week when you go to talk about it.
And you're taping your arse.
I've been taping my ass, baby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably more worrying that you think you need to tape your ass overnight. Most people can wait till the next morning.
What happens when you do? So no, let's be serious now. So what happens when you do tape your ass and you're just breathing out? What will I get from it?
An erection.
Oh, Jesus. The same thing happened with taping my ass. This has just gone off the edge, really.
So if you tape your mouth overnight, you actually create more nitric oxide by using your. So you can't actually create nitric oxide when you breathe through your mouth. You have to breathe through your nose.
Okay.
And nitric oxide is critical to having good erections.
Oh, so you are right.
Oh, I'm totally serious.
Oh, wow.
Totally serious. When I get people to tape their mouth, I then expect their erections. No, I don't. They then come back to me afterwards and talk about the fact that, oh my God, I'm waking up in the morning, morning glory. Haven't had that since I was 25.
I know I've been out of the dating scene for a long, long time and everything, but I can't imagine sitting across with a woman with tape over my going, I'm so horny.
You're not. It's not.
You don't use it in a restaurant.
No, it's not. You're not a replacement for Viagra, right? It's a slow burn. If you know what I mean.
With the tape
just
on your ass.
Nip off to the bathroom to tape your mouth before sex. That doesn't work.
Well,
it's a slow burn.
Yeah. Okay.
But
is that the only thing you get better at?
No, you get calmer, more relaxed, and less anxiety.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So
do it every night.
So as a tip for anxiety, I would suggest anybody who wants to try it, cheapest chips, you go into Boots or a pharmacy, buy zinc oxide tape. There's a whole thing on the internet, hostage tape, back to your point.
Is it actually
called
called
hostage tape? There's a brand called hostage tape. Which
get Gorilla as well, and you can leave it there for like 6 months.
6 months, and you'll be dead.
Hostage tape.
Hostage tape. So they actually have it, and they sell it at hostage tape.
Would nobody look at you strange? Can I have 3 hostage tapes, some rope there for and a wire, and some bullets for me gun? Like, it's a bit weird.
It's a huge industry, but you don't need to do that, right? You
kidnapping. Kidnapping. It's a huge industry,
especially in
just
South
for
America.
homeless people who want to tap. Look at kidnapping as well. There's a fortune to be made.
But if you want to do a bit of mouth taping yourself, zinc oxide tape in Boots, it's £4. It'll last you 3 or 4 months. Just use a little
you
bit
are
every
advising
night.
people to take it off within the 3 or 4 months.
No, you just use it every night.
Yeah, okay.
But as a tip, if you want to try it, I'd really recommend it. It's really simple to do. Great book called Breathe, and I trained years ago in a place called the Potato Clinic, which is principally actually about getting rid of asthma by using mouth tape, and I actually got rid of my asthma. So that's why I did it.
Right.
But then as a consequence, I actually started to notice the difference it was making on anxiety and the impact that people were having in the clinic. And we've expanded it, so now a lot of people are mouth taping. So it's a little
mad,
tip.
isn't it?
Yeah. We've got a question.
Oh, have we got a question? Why? What's wrong?
Do it in the after show, not while you're on this level.
This level of what? This level of okay. Well, yes. So on the after show, which will be out on Sunday, producer Rebecca's going to talk about. Do you want to talk about female chivalry? We'll do that.
I want to respond to this episode.
Oh, do you?
I think you've got a few more minutes. Could you fill out a bit on mood boosting, guys? Because I think that was something people really actually hated last week. Because I think people's moods.
Well, that's where I was trying to get to, but he's just being childish, right? And I think the whole thing about mood boosting, I think for me, what I really like in terms of how we can improve our mood and be happier and healthier is the simple things, right? So really, really simple things. And if you think about mouth taping again, right, what you're actually trying to do is when you tape your mouth at night, you're teaching your nervous system how to breathe through your nose. So inhale and exhale through your nose. And very, very quickly, over the course of a few months, you'll notice that throughout the day, you're breathing through your nose. And you're not breathing through your mouth, like you, mouth breather.
No, hang on a second. Are you not meant to breathe through your nose, breathe through your mouth, and release through your nose?
No. No.
Like when you swim, you're taught to breathe through your nose and release it through your mouth.
Okay, but that's completely different because that's when you're in water. Okay?
Well, clearly, yeah, that's what swimming is.
So normal respiratory behavior is that we breathe in and out through our nose. Our mouth is actually made for eating and talking, and it's a fail-safe system for breathing. But at a mechanical level, if you look at how we are supposed to breathe in and out of our nose, and also if you think about it, because the speed at which you breathe, so we actually, our nervous system detects even the temperature of the air when you breathe in. So if there's a variance in the air temperature, your nervous system becomes more nervous, right? So it'll go, oh, the air temperature is cold, that could be dangerous. The air temperature is hot, that could be dangerous. So your nose is designed to check that, plus it filters out particles in the air so that you have less likelihood of receiving colds, flus, etc.
So that's why there's not much influenza in Italians, because look at the size of their nose. They're breathing in and out, you know? Well, the Roman nose.
All right. Okay. So, reminding you again
only
that Colm
breathe in-
is a boomer and, they
only
do
breathe-
say these things.
Yeah, no, you do. Actually, sorry, because I'm only saying it, and I'll go all the way back at this, because Barbara Streisand was talking about it recently in her autobiography. I was talking about it, and she was talking about the size of her nose and the size of the nose of Italians. And she said that if she had taken advice when she was 16 to get your nose fixed, love, she would never have had a career.
So anybody who's struggling, anybody who's struggling to hear this, just take a nice, calm, deep breath in through the nose and then exhale slowly. So again, the idea of how to breathe, right? So when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling overwhelmed, it's also then important to just change the cadence of the breath, right? So if you focus on nasal breathing in for 4 seconds and then breathing out slowly for 6,
Okay.
is really helpful.
Okay.
So this is kind of pointless in terms of what we're trying to do to help people.
No, listen, I think it's great advice. I mean, my mood, for me to increase my mood is actually I look for humor in everything, you know, even in Barbara Streisand's nose. So I think that's what I do all the time, and that's my mood, arousing that, and just the fact that I know I can buy hostage tape.
So we got
without being
sued
arrested.
by Dire Straits before for using their name in the
yeah.
first iteration of our podcast. Now Barbara Streisand's estate. Oh no, she's still alive.
Of course, she's still alive. You need to listen to her all about. She does it herself on audiobooks. It's fascinating. And her greatest advice when she was 15 was, "Love, you want to make it big? You gotta fix that Schnauzer." And she said, "I'm never gonna do it."
I don't think Barbara Streisand sounds like she smoked 60 cigarettes.
No, this was her agent.
And was a North
This
London.
was her agent gave her that
uh,
advice, and she says, "I'm never gonna fix my Schnauzer," you know. And now. She says, "I'm known for my Schnauzer."
And can we just say that?
Oh, Schnauzer's a dog. Yeah, well, it's also
Italian people don't have big noses.
Roman nose. Hey, what the hell? Some of them can ski off them. They're so. Okay, we gotta go. Like, subscribe, and we'll be back with the after
Swallow.
show. Yeah, and we'll be back with the after show. Oh yeah.
Don't swallow.
That is not.
No, I don't mean swallow as in sexually swallow. I'm talking about how
Swallow
you
the
breathe.
information. All right. That is Not So Christian Brothers. We are two brothers. I'm Colm Hayes.
And please, if you can, communicate with us.
Yeah.
Send us a message. Tell us what you think. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover, please do let us know. I'm Justin Caffrey.
I'm Colm Hayes.
Bye.